Welcome to Connecting Greeks, a streaming comedy show and podcast designed to explore and enhance Greek culture around the world. Join hosts Angelo, Adi, and Foti as they bring you fun and interesting guests from all walks of Greek life. Grab a kafedaki and join us.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on another awesome Connecting Greeks episode. I am Ari. I am coming live from Boston, although I'm usually in DC, but I'm in Boston right now. With me is my co-host, Foti Stamos. Say hello, Foti.
Yeses.
And the big man, my favorite guy, the most huggable guy in the universe. If you guys needed to know that, I'm telling you. Angelo Tsaroukas, all the way from Los Angeles. Say hello, Angelo. How are you?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Great.
Adi? Look at us. We haven't, how do Greeks have a partnership and we haven't had a fight yet?
That's because we're not in person.
Because you know why? You know why this is going to work, guys? You know why Connecting Greeks works? Because we're connecting far away from each other.
Exactly.
We're a non-profit organization, so there's nothing to fight about.
We're non-profit. There's no money. So it's the only way we're going to get along here is there's no money. We're not making money, but we don't care. We're having a good time. So
Angelo, I don't care.
Is.
You could have all my money, Angelo. I love you. Don't worry.
It's all right. You can have some of my debt if you want.
There you go.
You know. But again, I'm excited. Look, I'm every week we have guests, and we've had a real nice run of guests. But this particular guest is very near and dear to my heart. She's uber talented, and I've gotten to meet her. We're friends. We've actually done a couple of shows together. She tours worldwide, and super beautiful, talented, funny. I mean, everything you want, and always proud of her Greek heritage, and that's why I love her. So let's bring her on. I'm very honored, guys, to bring onto the show my good friend and our amazing guest today, the very talented Ariana Savalas.
Oh, that was so nice.
Wasn't that nice?
That was such a Canadian introduction.
Wasn't it, though? Because we're nice, Ariana.
You didn't even tell anybody I was a stripper. It's so nice.
I didn't say that. But we're going to get to that now.
What's up, handsome? I miss you.
How are you, beautiful?
I'm fantastic.
You're in LA.
Yeah, leave it to us having a pandemic for us to be in the same city. But yes, we're in the same city now.
Which is rare because I was telling, we were talking about this, and I was telling the guys that usually we're both on the road. We both go to different places. And there was a time where we would connect or text, and I'd say, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm on a train in Germany," or "I'm on a safari in South Africa," or I'm hugging a koala in Cairns, Australia, or something.
They make great audience members. They're always stoned, just eating leaves.
Now you're getting a lot, Ariana. Where you're getting a lot of attention on YouTube. You got your new album that came out this year, Dead Dance.
Yes, that's a story. We're coming back to that because
we're going to come back to
Dead Dance. Coming out again. It was a very, very long story. It came out the week that COVID was declared an international pandemic. Everything shut down that same week. So we decided this is not the time to start going, hey, buy my record. It was such a horrendous time. We were like, we're just going to postpone it. Going to postpone the release, and now it's going to be coming back still this year, but it's not only the singles out so far.
And it's amazing because it was the same. It was that literally that week that this happened, and then and I love the reviews you get. You're the mistress of the Moulin Rouge. You're the queen of burlesque.
My mom wrote that.
Your mom wrote that.
Of course, she loves bushes.
And the thing I see, and we're going to get back to Dead Dance.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing I noticed a lot lately, Ariana, because now we live in a very social media world of YouTube and Twitter. Postmodern jukebox. Like, you're killing it. And I've had people send me the clips of Postmodern Jukebox featuring you and a cast of other great performers. And they go, "Have you seen these?" And people are like sending me, "Have you seen this?" I go, "Yeah." And I do. I have seen it. And
That's so sweet.
it's what's great about it is Tell us a little bit about Postmodern Jukebox. How did this come about? Because you're in it from ground level, am I right?
Yeah, I was one of the pretty much original members of the group. Right. It was just us, like, there were about 5 singers when we first started out. Now it's just become this massive thing. But yeah, I mean, it was a total accident. I was performing in, cabarets around the country. And, again, as a cabaret burlesque performer, it's, you can be very successful in that fishbowl, but you always think that your career is going to live and die in the 100-seat theater. That's just, and it's like, because I obviously am obsessed with what I do. I was like, great, that's as high as it's going to go. And I'm going to be so happy. I'm going to tour around everywhere I can. And then I was doing a show. Actually, the real story is Dave Cause. Do you know who Dave Cause is? He's an amazing saxophone player.
Oh, yeah.
He's won like
I've
a billion
yeah,
Grammys. Yeah. He's won a billion Grammys. So he's a friend of mine. I've performed with him a lot. And he came to my pajama pancake birthday party, which I forced him to wear pajamas to. And he brought the manager of PMJ to this birthday party. So every year I have a birthday party where I force everybody to wear pajamas and I make pancakes for like 50 people. So he walks in and I'm in a fucking leopard onesie, head to toe, and a massive top hat. I'm like, come on in, it's great. Like, and this is how he met me. And naturally he gathered that I was a performer. And then Dave came and asked him to come see my show. So he brought him with me to my next performance here in Beverly Hills. And he goes, you should really be performing with my band PMJ. I think they would really, and this was just at the, sort of the advent of their online fame. Like they were getting these viral videos, every video that they were getting was getting like 1 million hits, a couple of million, it was like sort of at the beginning of this massive thing. And I was like, oh shit, this is so cool. These people are doing like cabaret, but online, like the strangest thing I've ever seen. So it's funny, actually, I wanted to work with them so badly and I wanted to be a part of the band so badly that when I talked to Scott of the band, I told him, I'd love to be, I'd love to make a video with you guys. Like, yeah, I would love for you to do that. Next time you're in New York, hit me up and we'll do a video. And I was like, oh, that's so crazy. I'm actually going to be in New York next week. Lies, 100%. He was like, oh, that's brilliant. Just come over on Thursday and we'll record a video. So I booked a flight to New York for the sole reason I just didn't want him to think that I was insane to just like fly over there to record a video. But ended up working out pretty well because then I became one of the members of the group. And that was at the beginning of it going boom. I mean, the next year we played Radio City Music Hall. Wow. The year before that, we were playing 300-seat theaters, and then it was like 6,000. So it was insane. Wow. So yeah, I guess it was a good decision to book that flight. But that's how it started.
Ariana, your instincts are 100% because people are always saying, where do you get a break? And I love how sharp you are. You're like, isn't that funny? I'm going to be in New York next week.
How
and
funny!
It's like,
I have no idea.
Of course you're going to be in New York. When a guy like that offers you something like that, I'm going to be there.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Well, and I didn't know what it was going to be. I just knew that, for cabaret singers, you get a few hundred hits on your video, you're famous. It's like, praise God. But, I was just like, this is such cool music and what they're doing is so amazing. Idea from that video, what was actually from that. I mean, nobody could have guessed. It was insane.
Right. Now, what happened with the touring? Because like everybody in live performance, the world came to a standstill. Mm-hmm.
I think you know what happened with touring, Angela. Well, you were touring as much as I was.
Yeah, Jesus. And it's done. Yeah. Were you home when the pandemic hit, or were you on the road?
I wasn't. Where were you, by the way? Were you?
This is weird. I was in Belize, Central America.
Of course you were.
And then I flew to Miami and I went to Montreal and I had shows to do in like St. John, New Brunswick, Canada.
Such a song.
Then
I love it.
I woke up and they closed Parliament and they said they're going to close the borders. And I changed my ticket and flew back to LA.
Oh my God! Not for Canadians though. Nobody cares about Canadians.
No, yeah.
It's like the international passport. Like, all right, fine.
Yeah, whatever.
No one cares.
And it's Friday the 13th is when I actually flew back. March Friday 13th, I flew back to LA.
Jesus.
And that's it.
Are you
and
superstitious?
I think for some people, I think 13 is a good number for me.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
That's
but
good.
I've been,
Be
so
contrarian.
my wardrobe now is pajamas to sweatpants and sweatpants back to pajamas.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure I slept in this shirt. But yeah, I mean, to answer your question, I was in Germany. So I was doing a 6-month residency in Hamburg. So I was in Hamburg for like 5-6 months, and we actually got to finish out our run. So our run finished like whatever that second week of March was. Like that was when, and then we were kind of hearing around Europe, things were getting bad, stuff was going down. We didn't really think much of it because Germany wasn't really hit. And then that week it was like, boom, everything shut down, all the stores, all the rest of it. It was insane. And then my boyfriend is Dutch. So he was going to come visit me. So he visited me in Germany, and then we were going to, go to Amsterdam for a week and a half and visit his family after that, and then fly home together. And so when we're in Amsterdam, so I actually got to finish out my show, which was amazing. But you could see, like, at the last week we were doing it, the crowd started getting a little nervous. It wasn't as sold out as it was usually before, but it was, you wouldn't really think much of it. And then when we were in Amsterdam, they were like, what pandemic? I mean, it just hadn't hit the Netherlands at that point. But then we got the travel ban, right? So then the Trump administration, it was like, anybody who isn't a U.S. citizen, so thank God my boyfriend has a green card. Otherwise I'd be, Zooming you from the Netherlands right now.
The Netherlands.
Yes, from my Netherlands.
With your wooden shoes and
with my clogs.
Weed and cheese.
Yeah. That's cool.
I've spent many stopovers in Amsterdam and Rotterdam. But the cheese is good, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm allergic.
You can't eat cheese, can you?
Rashes.
That's all the rashes, and it gives you
I'm
the
too
runs.
vain. I love cheese, but it gives me a lot of rashes, and I like feeling hot more than I like eating cheese. So that wins, unfortunately.
Hot trumps everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, vanity is one of the 7 deadly sins, man.
That's right. Oh, yeah. But you're right, though. You're right. So let me ask you. So the postmodern jukebox, because of I noticed online the video, the amount of people watching it were starting to go to multiple million. Grew, and you guys feature. So a lot of it sometimes is you're doing music that was famous back in the 30s and 40s and 50s, right?
We're doing a musical style that was famous, but we're actually, I think that the reason that it went so viral is we're actually taking modern music, like modern music to me is like Madonna, but like modern music, like, Britney Spears. Okay, that's still 20 years old. Who's like a current person? Shit.
Katy Perry.
Ariana,
okay, is she even current? Ariana Savalas.
I don't think she's
Taylor
current,
Swift. Yeah,
no.
we take like Taylor Swift songs, even stuff from the 90s, like Blackstreet and like all this crazy shit. And then we retrofy it. And so we make it sound like it was from the 20s or the 30s.
Cool.
So the arrangements are all, very retro, but the music is actually modern music. So people maybe come for the cover of their favorite Miley Cyrus song, but then, it's put in a jazz arrangement that, Sinatra would write. And it's pretty,
Oh, that's really cool.
Thank you.
But then about postmodern jukebox, again, it says it right there. And I got, I've told, I met Ariana a few years ago. We did a fundraiser here in Los Angeles. And then you were doing a cabaret show in Beverly Hills, and I was honored because you said, Angela, would you come and do a spot on my show?
So funny.
And it was so funny.
So funny.
And the thing I loved about you is that, for everything you do, you really have a great sense of humor. And I know you're a comedy nerd. You love comedy.
I love comedy. People say I'm funny. I don't. It's never deliberate though. I take my clothes off and people laugh. And usually that would be a nightmare for people, but that's usually how I've gotten paid. So that's pretty nice.
So that's
worked out really well.
But it was so funny because I remember doing that night. I brought some friends of mine. They said, I said, Ariana's doing the show. She's asked me to come and do a spot on her show. And I can't remember. It was in Beverly Hills.
Vibrato. It was up at Vibrato. Herb Alpert's place up in Bel Air.
Yeah, that's right. And then we were there, and then Nicolette was there. You introduced me to her. So I want you to meet. And then here's Ariana. Sheridan, Nicolette Sheridan.
Pulled up the same name. Oh, good. Oh, Nicolette Sheridan. Nice.
Right. And I think, and you go, this is Angelo. I want you to meet this. And I thought to myself, it's funny because it's in your world and you can see the people that you collect. And I thought this made you, to me, it was cooler because I was like, and the thing I liked about, and that's why I was saying to the guys, I said, when you introduced me, and you were like, this guy's a funny guy. He's Greek like me. Mm-hmm. And I always appreciated the fact that, you owned up to your Greek heritage. And because, it's funny. I talk to whether people are Jewish or Italian, there's always self-haters. And I've worked with them, and especially
that's a long line between the Jews, the Greeks, the Italians. A lot of guilt, a lot of self-loathing, a lot of overbearing mothers. I think that's
right,
and a lot of really nice asses. I think that's kind of what we all have in common.
Juicy, big, nice,
big, and barely fit through a door ass.
You gotta love that.
You got to.
But the thing is that I find it was interesting because when people, this is the funny, this guy's, the story I'm going to say now is Greek. I always hang out because I live out in the valley. I live close to the Great Greek.
Right, of course.
And there's a guy there, Gus.
People.
Yeah, the guy. So there's Gus. And we're talking. So I used to see him there all the time.
Yeah.
And we were talking and he goes, I said, the owner goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm on, Ariana Savalas has a show. On Friday night, if you guys want to, I'm doing a spot on her show in Beverly Hills. And then there's this guy, Gus, who goes, maybe I'll see you there. Maybe I'll see you there. Okay. And I've known him for like a couple of years now.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then we get there, guys. And then Ariana grabs and goes, oh, Angelo, I want you to meet my uncle, Gus. Yes. I'm going, geez, I go to Malaka. I've known you now for you never told me you're Ariana's uncle.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Am I right?
Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago, but he was he and my dad, they were just like they were the heads of the family, man. I mean, like he was everything to us. And you remember his big bellowing voice. I mean, he
had a really deep voice.
He had this big, and 96, I think he passed away. Unbelievable. Looked like he was 60. He had a full head of white hair. It was insane. I mean, he was the most amazing.
The guy,
every waitress on the planet.
But Ariana, he's like, it was 97 or 96. He looked 60.
No, I mean, listen, the men in the Savalas family, like my dad died, he was 72 when he died, but he died of cancer, but he also died of stubbornness because he didn't want to go to the doctor. And if he went to the doctor, I think he would have lived to like 1,000 because there's such longevity in our family and they look exactly the same up until the day they die. Like when you look at old pictures of my uncle, he looked the same when he was 50 as he did when he was 95, maybe a few more wrinkles here and there, but he didn't age. It's insane. I don't know. It's the Greek gene, maybe. It's all the olive oil.
It's the Greek DNA is what it is. And I think we agree. And I've said this to people, but it's so funny when he came up, he was so happy. Like when I told him, he never said anything to me.
Oh
and then when we went there, I go to, you're Ariana's uncle. And I've talked to him for 2 years. And when I told him and he was there, but he was so proud of you.
Oh.
He really was.
He was the best fan.
He really was. And then afterwards, when I saw him after, he goes, you see? And I said to him, he goes, no, you know what he said to me? I wanted to see what you were going to say. I go, what am I going to say? I love her, man. What am I going to say?
It's such a typical, typical Savalas. A little sleeper cell.
Typical Savalas thing.
A sleeper cell.
Now, Ariana, did you not sing one of your dad's, did you do one of your dad's songs?
Probably when you were there, it's funny because my career took there's a very funny trajectory to my career. So I started out in the more jazz world, doing like Sinatra, doing, kind of Peggy Lee, Ella Fitzgerald, Julie London kind of stuff. And then especially during that time, I love to sing, hello, cutie pie.
She wanted to see you.
Hi.
Say hi, Olivia. That's Ariana.
Hi, Olivia. Aren't you beautiful? How's it going? Is your dad, is he cool or is he kind of a dork?
Yeah, is dad cool or is he a dork? Put this in your ear. She can't hear you. Put it in your ear.
Is your dad cool or is he kind of a nerd?
Is dad cool or a nerd?
I want to know.
Nerd.
Nerd, definitely. Not surprising.
I put her on. She wanted to see you.
That hockey jersey isn't fooling anyone.
We're doing TikTok videos now, Ariana. This is my world now.
Oh, my God.
She's doing TikTok.
These young little whippersnappers, man. I can barely turn on my Facebook.
Okay, here.
Like, it's all about the TikTok. You're a nerd.
She goes, I'm not going to deny you are a nerd.
It's that hair, Angelo. It's that meatloaf mullet you got. Don't think I don't notice it. Don't think I don't see it, man.
Dude, you're
trying to slick that shit back.
Dude,
I see that little rat tail. Don't think I'll let you get away with that shit.
I fucking love you. Dude, let me tell you something. I have got COVID hair. I haven't cut it. I want my hockey
I knew you were going to blame it on COVID. I knew it.
Blame it on COVID. Man, such a likely story.
I have not cut my hair in 8 months. I've done nothing to it. I don't care.
I love it. I can just see the wings. I see the wings.
The wings. I want to have a hockey mullet. Remember in the 80s the chicks dug it.
You sort of look like you're like a sponsored race car driver for Monster, and you're like gonna. You're gonna like tell me that Trump isn't that bad, and it's I don't know.
Oh shit!
He's good for the economy. I don't know. It's
he's good for economy. And when I took my sister on,
that's what that haircut says.
It's just hilarious. Wait, what's funny? I was on a ship. I was doing a cruise gig and doing shows, and I'm out in the smoking area having a cigar. And I look like everybody from Missouri or Kansas or Memphis. So they come up to me and they go, where are you from? Now, what am I supposed to tell them? Do I tell them, oh, my parents are Greek immigrants who moved to Montreal. I ended up moving to England, then to Los Angeles, married an Armenian woman. I'm Greek. Or do I just tell them?
Is that white or is it like...
I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh, okay.
I don't know. We lost our ethnic card a while ago. I don't know when it happened. Greeks used to be looked like my dad, like growing up when he was a kid, and then they moved to Garden City. Like they were like the immigrants that nobody wanted there, right? They were not the like white suburban people. They're like, oh, the Greeks. What the hell are the Greeks doing here? Get them out of here! Like
get them out of here.
I don't know when we lost our ethnicity card, but I don't know. It's gone now. I'm about as white as a ghost.
But I'll say this, and I've said this even before I met you, and even to me, your father is a fucking legend. He is the coolest Greek ever. And he is. And the reason I say that, he was a Levedis. He was a dude, man. All those movies he did, Kojak, everything. And somebody asked me once, I had to do this podcast, and they said, if you could pick 3 people you could hang out for a day, living or dead, who would they be? And the first guy I said is Telly Savalas. I want to hang out with him.
He'd be my first too, actually. So that's nice.
And it was the first on my list, and Nostradamus was the second one.
That's a great choice.
And then it's so funny because you're picking people historically, but it's so true. I mean, when you look at it, because for a little country, which is little, I mean, there's only 20 something million Greeks in the world.
Yeah,
there's a bigger impact. And I remember one guy saying to me, "Oh, Greek food sucks." I go, "Really?" And he's Syrian. You suck. I don't see the happy Syrian. But I always see the happy Greek when I go somewhere. But yeah,
that's amazing. And what do you even say? Like, what do you not like meat and vegetables? Like, it's like every freaking like
paleo, right? It's paleo, which is Greek for old.
Right? It's Greek.
It's Greek, Ariana.
It's very Greek.
Do you find a lot of people like for you? Because I look at you as an individual artist performer on your own right. You are fucking talented. Like,
Thank
without
you.
a doubt, man.
That took a minute, but thank you.
No, it took a minute. It took a minute.
Maybe 7 years or so, but yeah, it finally happened.
But I know how hard you work. I know how much
you.
time you put into it, because everybody thinks this is easy. It's not. But do you find a lot of times, will people make the connection when they see you, that who your father was? Does that help or negative? Never.
No, in the very beginning. So, my mom used to say to me, and she's so right, because I had a lot of imposter syndrome when I first started out in the business. I was just like, having a dad who's literally a fucking legend. It's like, oh God, what the hell am I doing here? I'm going to go, be a fucking accountant or something. It's just, and I would always feel bad. I would always think to myself, like, any opportunity I have is probably just because people are curious about, is my dad's talent in me, or like, well, I don't know why they're coming to my shows. And, because I'd have these shows and people would show up, and I guarantee you that a lot of them, especially at the beginning of my career, were because they wanted to see if Telly Savalas' daughter sucked. Like, and I get that, right?
Yeah.
But my mom told me, she's like, listen, Ariana, like, people are going to maybe come for your dad, but they're going to stay for you. You're never going to have more than one successful show just based on people's curiosity being satisfied about Telly Savalas' daughter. And then also, with any of the first auditions I ever did. And so it's like, maybe your name will get you in the door, but if you suck, they're going to kick you right back out anyway. My dad's not, Tom Cruise, who's still alive, saying, I'm not going to do your movie if you don't have my untalented daughter in your TV show. It just doesn't work that way. It's like, I think that, especially at the beginning of my career, before I really proved myself, probably the first, opportunities that I got were because casting directors were just totally curious and to see, what I was even like and whatever. But, I don't think that beyond that, it was something that people even put two and two together. And it was, and I'm really grateful for that. I don't think that anybody could say that, I just paved my way on my own. It's like, no, of course, like, my dad left this enormous legacy. And even though he's not there making phone calls, am I going to say that I, built myself up from, absolutely nothing? Of course not. Right. But I also at a certain point had to stop feeling like a chump, because I'm like, all right, that kind of nepotism is only going to get you so far. And then your talent and your work ethic has got to take it. So, 40 lashes, and then I let myself just kind of get over it. But yeah, at the beginning, I think, especially because people would come up to me and go, your grandfather was the loveliest man. I was like, I used to watch him in that Kojak show. I'm like, you mean my dad? They're like, how old are you? I'm like, what the shit?
Yeah.
So, because he was 65 when he had me. So people never really, that's the thing. It's like, people really never even put that together so many times. Cause like, I was so much, no one would ever think I was his kid, maybe his grandkid, but like nobody ever, unless they really Googled me, would never even know that.
But you made a great point, because nepotism does play a big part in Hollywood.
Yeah, definitely.
And the thing is, your dad being such a legend, as you said, but where I respect you and where I respect you as a talent is that I know the amount of work and dedication you've put into it, and whatever. And it's funny because we did a show, guys, in Hollywood, and Ariana we happened to both be in town at the same time. And you came to see our show at the Barnesville Gallery Theater.
I loved that show. And you had an opening act in that show.
Kira Sultanovich.
She's so funny. Oh, my God. You both.
Hilarious.
I was howling the whole time.
It was hilarious. So people were coming up to me after the show going, is that Ariana Savalas? I said, yeah. They're saying, and they go, what is she doing at your show? I go, we're friends. And they're like, you guys are friends? Yeah. She. It's funny. I said, got to catch your show. It happened to be in town. And I know that, and even, Kira, who's hilarious, she talks about her, not having an epidural in Russia with her Russian mother and all that stuff that she does, which is fucking hilarious.
Funny. Oh my,
she's
both
funny.
of you were so funny. You got my Swiss ex-boyfriend God knows that the Swiss have no fucking sense of humor. If you can make a stereotype about any people, and I know it's wrong, but tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you've ever done a show in Zurich, and that was the best show that you've ever done. Tell me that you weren't like, what the fuck?
They're like this.
They're like this.
It's the weirdest place.
I don't even feel bad. I don't care if I get hate for this. I don't even give a shit. It's 100% true.
It's true.
Even my ex-boyfriend, he's the nicest guy. He's so sweet, but Jesus, like we could not have had like more different sense of humors on the planet. Like I'd send him, so he's like, "Oh yes, this is very funny." I'm like, what the fuck? But like even he was laughing. So I remember I took him to that show, and even he was like, howling. It was so funny.
But they're very stoic, aren't they? I find. I don't know. Maybe the Dutch are a little bit better. But
Amsterdam's amazing. It's so
that's
fun.
A great place. They're built different.
They warn you when you do a show in Switzerland, because I'm a burlesque performer. I have to go into the crowd and make fun of people and laugh and bring them on stage. It took me 4 tries to get a dude who wasn't having a full-blown panic attack to get up on my stage. I was like, guys, I'm not going to kill you. I might. I don't know. I might straddle you to death. But, like, it's okay. You can let go. I won't bite hard.
You got to be able to, like, sometimes, there's a sponsor on our show now. We have a sponsor. Krispy Kreme donuts.
That's not hiding your hair, Angelo. All right,
what else?
They gave it. They gave this to me. I got Halloween donuts for my kid.
Oh my god!
And they gave me little hats. Look at my fat Greek head. It doesn't even fit on it. It's like.
You think that Krispy Kreme would make bigger hats?
You would think.
Yeah, right.
You think?
Have you seen
they're not exactly selling like. They're not selling kale.
Carrot sticks.
It's not a carrot stick shop. Angela, I'm curious, what was the worst, where was the worst audience, like what country do you remember, like just the worst audience you've ever played, where you're like, I want to kill myself?
There's been 2, and what happened was, and this is weird, this happened in Newcastle, England, at a place called the Hyena Comedy Club. In Newcastle, England, and they weren't selling tickets. We got a busload of German and Austrian tourists that were limited in English, and we were doing the jokes, and they weren't laughing, and they weren't laughing, and I'm like, you start self-doubting yourself, like this stuff works. Right. I know this stuff works,
right?
And then the guy at the door goes, those Geordies, they have a really thick accent. You can't even understand the people in Newcastle, and we're talking like this on the tune. You go to there, goes, the people are coming in, they don't understand what you're saying. I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying.
Oh my god, were you speaking English?
And I was speaking English, and it's
Americans and Canadians speak the Queen's English. Damn it,
the Queen's English. And I said to them, look,
it's the way it should have been spoken.
And what's funny? I said, why aren't they laughing? He goes, we forgot to tell you. He goes, they're Germans.
Oh no.
What do you mean they're Germans? I go, wait, what? Well, it was a quiet night, so we gave them free tickets. They thought they were seeing some kind of puppetry of the penis or something. I don't know what they were expecting.
God. They're a hard crowd. Even when you speak German, they're hard to win over. When I was doing my residency, I was saying jokes in German. I was speaking German half the show. And it's still
they're very.
It depends on where you are too, because when you get into the bigger cities and they're much more snooty. You get into the more rural areas. They are just the funnest crowd on the planet.
They really enjoy it.
A bunch of Germans and Austrians in Newcastle. Yeah, that sounds like it would suck.
The other show I can tell you was at San Manuel Casino, Highland, California. 60 miles out of LA. It's where Middle Earth goes to play. It's where Middle Earth goes
Gollum's
to play.
there pulling the
slot. I'm telling you. And it was for Laugh Factory. It's a Wednesday night, and it's a free show in the casino. So these people have lost all their money.
Oh, they don't give a fuck.
And now they're coming to shows, and it's like, it's like Middle Earth, and then I'm walking on stage, and all I hear is na 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 na. You suck. Fuck off. And I'm like, it's great. This could be a great show. And it was 20 minutes of hell, and it happens. It happens.
Imagine that but you're also naked. So that's really fun. So like when you literally are just like pow pow and you do your reveal and the people are like, and like the wives are like holding their husbands back.
Of course,
and everyone's scared. It's like
yeah, but hold on, you look awesome. So I mean, it's not like it's just it's more them and the whole thing. I think it's more them than anything.
It's so rare that wives will be weird. Usually, 99% of the time, it's the opposite. It's the wives shoving their husband on stage, going, "Fuck with him."
Right. Libby, bring me the cord. Bring me the cord, honey, so I can plug it in. I'm down to 10% on my computer. I don't know why. the one on the wall here. Bring it, plug it in there, and then plug it in so I can plug it in here. I know she doesn't know. iPad. I want the iPad one. Sorry, technical difficulties. Right in the middle of our talking. Bring me the cord.
I'm looking at my cord. I'm like, am I percentage?
No, it's not you. Give me that thing there, honey. Plug this into that thing, the extension cord. Okay.
Daddy, Mr. Daddy could be a big blabbermouth.
Well, your kids know you well.
They sure do, don't they? That's only that's the only good thing about COVID. I've gotten to spend time with my daughter.
That is so nice that you look at that as a positive. I always see parents and like they're quarantined with their kids, and I'm like, how are there not more like child like deaths?
I'm sure there's
like during COVID. Like, how are parents not just like fuck it?
You hear a lot.
I'm surprised. Let me tell you, man, it's tested my marriage a few times. That's for sure.
I can imagine. How many kids do you have? You've got 2 kids, right?
I got one daughter.
You got one daughter? I thought you had 2 for some reason.
Yeah, just one that I know of, one.
That you know of. That's what it was. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Weird story, yet true. Just before Christmas, my brother used to live in Gothenburg, Sweden. He was married to a Swede. And then he had broken up with his wife and he had a girlfriend. We just found out before Christmas last year that he has a 22-year-old daughter.
Whoa.
From Sweden.
Oh, snap.
And my brother goes, this
gotta love
girl
23
contacted
and me,
him.
Man.
and it turns out the girl Jenny, his ex-girlfriend, never told my brother. And now I have a niece.
Holy smokes.
And so my daughter, a little comic says to me, so Daddy, do I have any brothers or sisters I don't know of? And I told her that she has a brother named Chad.
Daddy was a virgin before he met Mommy, so don't worry.
And I said, you have a brother named Chad who lives in the Yukon.
U.S. Congress territory.
This is so funny.
That's amazing. Dude, that happened to a friend of mine. A friend of mine who's in his, late 70s at this point, maybe even early 80s.
Wow.
He went, his entire life, all of a sudden, this chick calls him out of the blue and says, I don't want money, but I think you're my dad. And my mom slept with you at some festival, like some Woodstock kind of festival, back in the 60s. And he's like, holy shit. So they took a DNA test. She's actually his daughter. And it was incredible because she didn't really have a big family. She only had her mom, and her mom, I think, was a little bit crazy. And so she never had a family. And then he's like this massive Catholic. So he has 50,000 children. He has 10 actual kids. And then his kids have 50 grandkids. It's just this massive Catholic family. So She not only got a dad, but now she has 7 sisters and brothers and a bunch of cousins for her kids to play with. It's so cool. It's amazing when that actually works out for the best, when your dad's not some crackhead who you find on 23andMe and you're like, oh crap.
But don't you find with that 23andMe and COVID, all these surprises, you start finding out things about people.
Yeah. People get bored. You go, what? That's what's happened. People are getting bored and they're going online. They're like, who
going
else
online.
To?
They start Googling stuff online, or they start doing math. You ever notice, especially with families, they'll start doing math. So you were born when? You were born, and they got married. Forget it.
Yeah, it was a Greek wedding. I promise. Everything was right. It was all done right. Nice Greek shirt. It was so funny. A good friend of mine is getting married, and he is a total atheist. But because he's Greek Orthodox, his wife, who is very religious, like she's very, very Christian, she's just not Greek Orthodox, has to get baptized for their atheist Greek Orthodox wedding, just because they're having it in the church. Like the priest is like, wait, but you have to get baptized. Like, and he's like a total atheist. They don't give a shit. He's already been baptized. They don't care. So
isn't that funny though? Like,
terrible, man.
Isn't it funny how the Greek side always wins when it comes to these weddings?
Yeah. Oh my!
It does.
It's the dominant gene, man.
Dominant.
It is the red hair of Gina. Like if you have someone, one of your dads has red hair or something, you're gonna get it. The Greek gene's the same, you know.
It always is that way. And I have friends, whether the guy's Greek or the girl's Greek. And they always say this. They always say, it doesn't matter. You know, we don't care. Yeah, you don't care until you have to get married to a Greek person. And all of a sudden, it's we're having spanakopita. We're going to Mykonos.
You're not planning your wedding. The in-laws are planning your wedding.
Exactly.
Because they don't want you marrying some shiksa that doesn't care about Greek heritage.
So do you
is there an equivalent in Greek for shiksa?
Well, shiksa, kseni.
Xeni. Okay, right.
Xeni, right?
Right.
Now, Ariana, let me ask you, have you had the opportunity to perform with in Greece?
Yes, twice. It's been amazing.
Okay, twice. Where did you perform? How'd they tell us?
It was,
right.
Oh my, it was fucking delightful because Greek people in general are just loud and funny. And then you go to actually Greece to people who are, and then it was an incredible experience. I performed in Athens, and then I think we performed in Thessaloniki.
Nice, that's a nice city.
Oh, it's amazing! Oh my god! Well, I've been to Thessaloniki, I've been to all the islands, and then to Athens. But that was actually my first time in Athens. Was actually performing in Athens, so that was really cool. Because last time I was in Greece, we flew straight into Thessaloniki because I was already in Europe. But that was my first time in Athens. Bomb! It was so amazing.
Now, let me ask you: have you ever had the opportunity to go to where your father's family is from in Greece?
I have not, because you apparently need to drive and take a boat and then have a goat go to like some village.
Okay, that's not right.
Yeah, we're planning on it is the answer. So like we always planned on it when we were kids. And then, when my dad passed away, I think we just had a block about it. We just didn't want to go without him. It was just this weird thing. And then years went on and we just never went. And so we always wanted to go specifically to Peloponnese. As a family. We wanted to go as a family, and then it just never worked out with everybody in the family to go at the same time. And it's a big deal. It's not just like flying into Athens. Like you got to go and then you got to drive and then and there's no fucking street signs anywhere. I swear to God, I don't know how anybody gets anywhere in Greece. It's insane. Like when I was
It's changed.
It's changed.
It has.
Mykonos, go to the house on the hill, take a left.
In the village,
just
baby.
go on what the hell? It's
because
insane.
Your dad's from South Peloponnese. My dad's from Sparta, so it's
right.
You can go now, Athens to Sparta on the new roads in 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh, well, that's nice.
It's changed now, but you're right.
You
still get lost. But we went down to Mona Vasia and the castle and all that stuff. And I always tell people, look at all of Hollywood's Greece. The whole world's going to Greece.
Yeah.
Because it's just a great place to go.
Good place to be right now, I think, right? I don't know how they're doing with COVID, but at least it's warm,
Well, believe it or not, they were, for our people who are nonconformists, don't tell me what to fucking do. I'm Greek, I know.
I can't even imagine.
They were ahead of the curve. They were actually ahead of the curve, believe it or not.
I'm sad to say I'm shocked, but that is really great.
Everybody was shocked.
I thought it was going to be like, Greek, what are you talking about with this COVID virus? What a bunch of bullshit. Like,
I think everybody predicted it to go down.
Just like Windex, like in the movie, like the My Big Fire, just spraying it everywhere. But what is it like? What's COVID like for Photios and Aristides? What is? I mean, it's getting cold over on the East Coast.
So for me,
what's it like there now?
I was in the middle of a move from Boston to DC, and when it first hit, I got stuck in DC with none of my stuff, barely any clothes, and I was there for like 6 months with really nothing. And I just started recently in the last like 2 months to travel back and forth. So I'm slowly bringing more and more stuff down.
Yeah.
It was so inconvenient. Just so inconvenient.
Well, and then like, I mean, because in LA at least, like, you know, we just went out to our first restaurant like a week ago. And it was like really socially disciplined, like in somewhere like Boston or DC, like it's so cold.
Well, the
like,
numbers,
are they just shutting down or like what's happening?
The numbers are creeping again, so we're looking at another shutdown.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's happening in a lot of places, which unfortunately, we were saying just now that Greece did such a good job, but now Greece is joining like the rest of Europe with the numbers.
Yeah, that's like the Netherlands is the same way, man. It's like they were killing it. And now I think they're like leading Europe in cases. So it's just like, what the hell?
Mm.
Well, it's COVID fatigue, right? We're suffering from COVID fatigue now. People are fed up.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to get this over with. Like, what the fuck? We're going through this. And it's like, I mean, our 8 months, and we're in LA. At least today was 86. At least we can go to the patio.
And we live in paradise. And I'm like, I'm bored. like those tone deaf celebrities that are like, this is a prison from their like $80 million.
We went to an island, and it was so difficult to have my birthday.
Oh God. I don't understand. First of all, like that Kim Kardashian thing is so like, why is anybody surprised? Everyone's like, cancel Kim Kardashian. Like, of all the things you're gonna fucking get mad at Kim Kardashian for, like she's a party and who cares?
It's like, what else do you?
I love it. Now, Ariana, I heard, I don't know, it's through a producer. Were you being offered recently, or is this just my psychicness coming out of here? Are you not being offered a role? Play a lead in a movie? Is that fact or fiction?
Well, it's technically fact, but it's never gonna happen. I mean, this COVID thing has just put everything on hold. So, I mean, there's a lot of like talks. There's a lot of things. Nothing's actually 100% yet. There's no like, it's not in production, so it's not anything I could announce. But yeah, I mean, I'm focusing more exclusively on music, just because it's something I can do solitarily. You know, I can write music on my own. I can play music on my own. You know, you can't exactly do a show or make a film. You know, but I think that the movies are going to come back probably quicker than concerts. It's because at the very least you can test, you can COVID test. A lot of these talk shows are, testing everybody, and then, if someone tests positive, they're doing contact tracing and stuff. So you can't do that. I mean, look what happened with the frickin', what was it? The White House Rose Garden ceremony, when all of them are packed in like sardines.
Right. They all got COVID.
Yeah, and everybody got COVID. It's so funny.
Talker.
Oh, it's not funny. It's terrible, but it's like,
but it's funny.
At a certain point, like, I'm glad no one died. Now we can laugh because no one died and everyone's good.
I laugh.
Well, it's awesome. Well, I would like to see. I think you'd be awesome in a movie. You got a great personality.
Oh, thank you.
You got everything going, and you're hilarious. That's why I love you. And we're going to take it up now. An hour's gone by, believe it or not.
I can't believe it.
By with you. But now give us, for social media, for people going to watch this.
Yeah.
Where can they find you on social media? Give us all the listings and stuff.
If you just put in Ariana Savalas pretty much anywhere, my face will be there. Yes. If you don't go past the fourth O in Google, please. Lots of fat pictures from when I didn't know how to do my hair or my eyebrows. I had a little mustache. It was not good times. You don't go past but whoever's watching, this is just do me a solid and just stay on the first two O's. I look hot. It's my regular social media. Don't go past that.
Don't go past that.
We'll put all your good stuff on the video and on the podcast. So
please do. Find the ones that have been really photoshopped. All these like natural beauty. Fuck that. No way. Give me my Photoshop. Give me my Facetune. I need all the help I can get.
Before we let you go, Forty, we do a little Greek quiz for you. Just a mini Greek quiz. It's part of our show.
Malaka, man.
That's not most.
This was not part of the deal. You dicks.
We do it.
Just to get to know you, Ariana. That's all.
It's
No surprises.
Oh God! All right. Well, as long as it's not like
No,
the
it's
only
not.
Greek
Hey,
that I know how to speak.
No,
Greek that they forced me to learn to get my passport. That's it.
As Greek
I had to be like,
American,
I am getting passport for Greece.
Do you have it? Do you have your Greek passport?
Thank God.
Oh,
man.
good for you.
Come November 3rd, that thing might come in handy. Shit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Bye. See you later.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm so ready for this Greek
as
quiz.
you know, as
Lay
Greek
it on me.
Americans, we share a lot of common things that we like, dislike, things that are funny to us. But we love food as Greeks, so we always like to ask all of our guests your favorite and least favorite Greek food.
Oh, thank God it's this kind of quiz. Okay, This is great. Favorite Greek food is baklava.
Baklava.
That's good.
Least favorite Greek food. It's gonna
That's a
probably something like weird, like when they do like octopus stuff.
Yeah.
If it's not really grilled, if I recognize it as an octopus, I don't want to eat it. I don't want it to even. I don't want to see the things do that. I don't want to see the squiggles. Cover it in bread, fine. But other than that, I don't want to know about it.
All right, so baklava and anything that's got tentacles.
Exactly.
Awesome.
No Ursulas.
So you've mentioned that you've been to Greece. You went to some great destinations, islands, the mainland. But if you could pick one place in Greece that you can spend the rest of your life, where would it be?
That's a tough one.
One place.
Mykonos.
Tough one.
Mykonos.
Nice. Because it's the best of both. You get a little bit of that relaxed Santorini vibe if you want, like your background. I think that's not Santorini.
It is.
It is Santorini. Yeah. You get sort of that relaxed vibe, but then it's also like West Hollywood gay boy madness too. You know what I mean? Like it's just perfect combination of being so pretty and then also everybody's up till 10 in the morning getting blasted, so you kind of get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, awesome.
That's awesome.
Definitely making it.
Wait, so there's one more Greek quiz question. What year was the Pythagorean theorem written? No, I'm just kidding.
17. I don't fucking know.
Well, that's great. Ariana, thanks so much.
Oh, you're so funny.
Really appreciate you. I love you. I'm happy you're on the show with us today. Continued success. Success.
I can't wait to actually see one of your shows
we'll see.
in 2035. It's going to be
once
great.
this all gets settled down for sure, hon. Thanks again for coming on the show here and talking to us. Filakia.
So nice to meet you all, too.
Likewise.
Whoever else is on this fabulous Zoom call.
Ari and Fonty.
Thank you,
guys.
Ariana. Thank you.
Bye, Ariana.
Of course. Take care, guys.
All right. We want to thank everybody for watching, for listening, and check out tomorrow for the video and the podcast. And we'll connect all of Ariana's social media. Thank you so much. Thank you, Angelo. Thank you, Foti.
Thank you, Ari.
And we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.